All right, man. Andre Ward, Blast Canelo, and Triple G. Let's talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, the subscribe button, hit the bell icon button, hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. We go live and drop video financially on support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. So yeah, Andre Ward, um, basically said that Golovkin came in for a money grab. We all knew that's what it was about. All three fights was about money, and the word on the street is he didn't even train for the second fight. Now I don't know about the third fight. I just think he was kind of old. And then Canelo didn't do what he supposed to do, and he knew that. He pulled a classic Floyd Mayweather. I had an injury. Remember Floyd said, "Well, I was going for the knockout. Um, I was going for the knockout, but my hands." He always blamed his hands, and that might have been true. But like I continue to say, man, Canelo is only, look powerful versus subpar competition. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. But let's get to what Andre SOG Ward said. So, two-weight champ, pound for pound superstar Andre Ward words on the final chapter of Canelo Alvarez and Golovkin rivalry sure caught the attention of plenty of people, as has an interview on Max on Boxing been doing the rounds. Ward, who, if things had turned out differently, could have perhaps fought Golovkin, was nothing short of scathing when reviewing the trilogy. And Andre Ward was and is critical of both men. He said, quote, "I thought Alvarez should have stopped that version of, I think he mean Triple G." Ward said, "If Canelo is who he say he is, an all-time great, you got to take advantage of a fighter like that who has literally just showed up to get a check." The performance from Canelo was a little shocking. I thought he would do a little bit more, but the performance from Golovkin was not shocking. I was shocked. I was shocked by the reaction and response that people finally got the revelation that he was looking old. He looked old for the last 2 or 3 years, and because he's got the mantra of the Mexican style, everybody excuse the fact that he takes way too many punches and way too much punishment, right? And Ward didn't stop there. But the man who never lost a fight stating that Triple G's resume is not all impressive, adding how, quote, "If you think about Canelo, it's the biggest name and the only real name that Golovkin has fought on his record. No matter how you feel about it, that's the truth. I don't think he wanted to fight some of those fighters. I'm not talking about me. There were certain guys, I know from being at HBO that he wasn't going to fight. He not lying there. I've been saying this shit for years. All right." He said it would have been interesting to hear Ward elaborate on some of the fighters that Triple G didn't want to fight. But man, dude, I tell you, hold on. Arthur Abraham, Kelly Pavlik, to name two, they really want to fight. Peter Quillen, that's why they lowballed him 500,000. And when you continue to think about it, him and Kelly Pavlik the same damn age. Him and Arthur Abraham was over in Germany at the same damn time. Come on. So at the end of the day, he talked about his 5 best names on his resume. It's Canelo Alvarez, Sergey Derevchenko, disputed fight. Andre Ward, it was disputed. Danny Jacobs, that was disputed. You know what I'm saying? Them the 3 best right then and there. You can put Dave Lemieux in there. He had already been knocked out. You know what I'm saying? So, who else are we going to go there? Let me double check. We can put Martin Murray in there. He did kind of technically I think he came off a fight where a lot of people thought he beat Sergio Martinez too. He got a gift. He had to fight him in Argentina. He can never come over to America because of his criminal record. So, you can put Kassim Uma. He was older. So, shit, who you going to put on there? All his top 3 was all disputed. Either way you look at it. If it's, you thought he beat Canelo, you thought he didn't beat Canelo. Kell Brook. Yeah. Murata's pretty good. So what? His resume, he didn't fight nobody. Andre Ward wasn't fucking lying. I could think Kassim Uma. So I say it's top five: Canelo, Danny Jacobs, Derevchenko, David Benavidez. I mean David Lemieux, and probably Martin Murray. You know, So it is what it is. They know he didn't want to fight. Everybody knew that. Even Abel Sanchez came out there and said that Canelo Golovkin was a product of matchmaking. He said it out his own mouth. They know exactly what it was. That's what Danny Jacobs got in there believing the power was real. And he said, well, it wasn't nothing that they made it out to be. You know what I'm saying? You know? You know? That's what you believe. You started to hear it, you started to believe it. 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 So, I mean, but Andre Ward ain't tell no lie. And on the Canelo end of the spectrum, he looked terrible. He looked nervous coming out to the fight, and he was off. He missed a tremendous amount of punches in that fight. And he better be lucky enough left going on like a light switch, because he probably would have lost that fight. He probably would have lost that fight. He was very off. I mean, and he entitled to a bad night, just as all of us is. Some nights, you're not gonna go to work and be perfect, be great. Michael Jordan, he had off nights, believe it or not. LeBron James, believe it or not, had off nights. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, believe it or not, and their primes had off nights. That's life. So I'm not gonna hold it completely against him, but I was kind of secretly expecting him to knock him out, at least drop him. I was on the phone watching the fight with Lion Killer Podcast, and he was right. These dudes are not that good. It wasn't. And that's the honest truth. But nonetheless, I mean, he could have been better. 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 And obviously, I mean, probably Gennady Golovkin could have fought Lucian Bute, could have fought Carl Froch. I think the Carl Froch thing was a thing at one point, but Golovkin didn't want to take no risk and move up. And it wasn't like, people always talk about Hagler when somebody don't move up. You know what I'm saying? That's different though with Hagler. It's different. A lot of prominent welterweights came up and he fought them. A lot of guys 54 like Mugabe came up and they fought. So he had a who's list. That's the difference. You talking about Hagler, Hearns, you know what I'm saying, Duran. I mean, come on. You ain't three fighters like that walking around in sports right now. Walking around in the sport right now. So, he had the guys coming up be different if, Gennady Golovkin had Errol Spence come up, had Terrence Crawford come up, just hypothetically, okay? Had the Charlos come up and he fought the Charlos, but he didn't. He didn't. He didn't. He didn't. So, and he wouldn't have fought most of them anyway. He had Kell Brook move up. Eddie Hearn didn't want to put the money up for Kell Brook, and and what's the other? And Jesse Vargas. And then they didn't want to send Kell Brook to America. Kell Brook could have got the WBO title, could have fought Pacquiao. Eddie Hearn could have made his money back, and he didn't. And that's when Chris Eubanks pulled out the Golovkin fight. Like his daddy trying to pull him out of this Conor Ben fight. But Eddie Hearn, like I said, Eddie Hearn ain't playing with commas like he said he playing with commas. Even after the $1 billion he got from his own, really wasn't no $1 billion, and everybody knew it. He was spending it like it was he wasn't even spending like it was $100 million. But it is what it is. But I ain't fighting Canelo. Because that second performance is the one that it was the one that did it for me. He dominated him. So in my opinion, I was cool with it. I was definitely cool. I was cool after that one. The last performance, he wasn't on. He looked like in the back, he looked like something was off. That's what I will say. In the back, he looked like something wasn't kosher. So, yeah, that's my opinion on it. But all this, what it is, let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. We go live and drop a video. Financially, want to support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313. Venmo CJ Good 313. PayPal link in description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, the whole nine. Hit the link tree. Find me everywhere. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.